Classic League Podcast time!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 294 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me tonight, the shoulder shimmy master. What's going on, man?
Not much. Yeah. Almost our country's birthday.
Almost. We're almost more than 200 years old. It's not a big round number, so I don't know how old we are now. Plus 76 to 2019. Get out of here. It's too many in the middle of the decades. Plus, I'm transitioning into 100. It always confuses me.
I'm not gonna try that.
It's like 35 or something. No, it's not.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
It's like 55. I don't know. Who cares? Math is hard. This is a video game podcast. We're not doing math problems today. So, we're a video game podcast. We will be covering some gaming news and talking about what we've been playing. But before we do that, Dustin, man, how's the last couple of weeks been? We missed last week, so what you been up to?
I was on vacation last week.
Very nice.
And if you count the weekend, I got 4 days into my vacation before my kids got sick.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not
honestly.
Too bad.
You had 2 of them. So like super sick, like.
He had it was
little guy or
the sinus infection.
Little guy or older?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Simon, so he was a 1-year-old. He had a sinus infection, and we got him some antibiotics for that. And it turns out he's allergic to amoxicillin.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's such a cure-all. That sucks.
He had a steroid for 3 days. It cleared up. His bench press is way up now.
But you got to be careful. He's young. You know, his balls can be affected.
That's right. Only microdoses.
You ever had to get? I had poison oak so bad one time I had to get a steroid shot.
Not for anything itchy.
No.
I've had steroids for like other inflammation stuff,
but for inflating your muscles, you're doing your gains.
Yeah. When I was injecting myself with shark testosterone.
It's what that was in your inoculations in the army.
Yeah.
You didn't know it, like they got you ripped. So, anyways, anything fun for the 4th? Do anything cool or just chilling out with the family?
No, just gonna hang out, walk outside when it gets dark.
See stuff blow up.
Probably go to bed at like 9 o'clock.
I don't have big plans for the 4th either. I have to work the day after, which is always a bummer. But
same.
What are you gonna do? It'll be a pretty lax day. I've got some catching up to do, so it'll be fine. But I guess let's jump into video games. Dustin, you have an announcement listed here that no more articles from Kotaku, IGN, or PC Gamer.
Oh yeah.
Dustin's been doing the show notes. I have no idea what this is about.
They have people that work for them that like to make light of or excuse away the fact that a journalist was beaten up by a bunch of knuckle-dragging, basement-dwelling Antifa scumbag bastards and put in a hospital with a brain bleed.
Yeah.
And they think it's funny, or they think he deserved it. So
are there any journalists specifically that jumped out, or is it you just saw enough of them?
I just saw enough of them, and honestly, I don't want to give them the shout outs. So
fair enough.
Yeah,
well,
no more articles being linked to those
sites,
piece of garbage sites.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, in the gaming space, it's a little tough to have sites that are enjoyable right now. It's really tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough on gaming news. It's just like what's trending on Twitter. And you just grab a link from there. It's crazy. So, all right, yeah. I guess if if you're out there celebrating a journalist getting attacked, that's not good. So, I'm with you there, man. But let's talk about Games Radar's article. I'm sure they've got people over there that pissed you off too, though.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I just looked down and saw that I had an IGN.
I was going to say, yeah, we have an IGN one linked. That's what had me confused about the. That's probably I probably put that one in there.
It's an old one. It's from last week.
Okay. But there is a new there's new rumors for the or maybe it's not a rumor that the PS5 patent explains the faster load times. Do you have any insight on how this works, or did you understand it?
Say it's pretty. The way they explained it is pretty easy to understand. Okay. The patent is called System and Method for Dynamically Loading Game Software for Smooth Play. It says a load boundary associated with a game environment is identified. A position of a character in the game environment is then monitored. Instructions corresponding to another game environment are loaded into memory when the character crosses the load boundary such that gameplay is not interrupted. So it basically just tracks where you are in the level, and it loads the level before you get to where you're no longer in a level that's loaded.
Yeah, and I guess it has to be that it can read it fast enough to be able to do that.
Yeah. It
doesn't sound that revolutionary or groundbreaking, but there's got to be something to it. Because it sounds like, why don't you just load it before you get there? Like we don't know enough of the technical reasons why you couldn't necessarily do that before. Is it just that it's quicker access to the memory? I don't know. Also, I thought I saw that, or maybe we had talked about it, but I don't think we did, that the SSD was also going to be used as RAM as well, to try to get it just as fast as possible to read stuff, or I don't know, some sort of wizardry there that I don't quite understand. I've seen, maybe it's kind of similar to when you have one of those, God, a long time ago, back when I had Windows 7, I did have this like SSD like cache drive, they called it, and it would cache my most recent programs on there and would give me a faster load time and boot time. So I wonder if this is offering more cache or more availability there. I don't know. Definitely cool. So now you've got Polygon on here. You just must not have seen any of them on Twitter because you know that they were cheering too. But
not yet.
Not yet. The axe is not dropped.
But if I see it, they'll get the axe too.
But ActRaiser is getting a spiritual successor. It's called SolSeraph. Right? Yeah. I guess, Yuzo Koshiro, I heard someone talking about this, is doing music for it. Because he did ActRaiser.
Exactly, yeah. And this is just a little more bite-sized. It's just, they announced it's coming out July 10th. It looks cool.
It does. I never played ActRaiser. I'm sure you have it. Did you get into it much as a kid?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great game.
It looked really interesting. It got the side-scrolling stuff to it, but then there's also... There's like deep menus, also what I saw, and it almost looked like there was like an overworld to it where you kind of almost like Settlers of Catan overworld or like a Risk overworld. Is there like don't you like build out an area or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every level you basically play so you get to an area and you do a side scrolling section. Mm-hmm. You beat a boss. You go out to the overworld, and it's basically a god game. You're just playing like a sim, village.
Yeah, I guess that's the angle I was saying. So, like, how in depth is the god game then? So, is it that you earn resources to then build like a civilization or something? How does the god mechanic work?
So you start out with a couple of people, and you build out the town. And as you build it out, there are monster generators.
Okay.
And you build the town towards the monster generators. The settlers, your followers will kill the generators, and you can find different power-ups, like different magic. You can find extra MP, but actually you can get new spells and more MP and HP as you go through. I think the higher levels your towns are, the higher level you are, and then eventually they'll find like the next Act 2 of the side scrolling, and that's when you beat the area and move to the next area.
Sounds sweet. Yeah. And then the next bit of news, this, it's a, ActRaiser's also speedrun a good bit too, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see it at GDQ a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, the next thing obviously reminded me of you. There's, Remedy acquired the rights back from, was it Microsoft, of Alan Wake.
Yeah, they own Alan Wake again.
Now, I haven't seen, I know this is a GameSpot article, but I don't think I've seen if any of the details were outlined. Was there money exchanged, or was it just, given to them? Or I don't know. Maybe they'll never say it.
I haven't seen any inside details.
But I would be really curious. Did Remedy have to buy it back? Did Microsoft say that, for whatever reason, let's just give it away? They viewed it as worthless. I don't know. Obviously, it's not worthless, but
some executive was cleaning off his desk, and he picks up, oh, these are the rights to Alan Wake.
Well, maybe it's well, maybe there's like some other trade-off, like they're going to use Microsoft specific tools or give some sort of exclusivity. It'll be like a big Game Pass game or something. Or they'll publish, who knows? Maybe there's some other aspect that got them the rights. Who knows? I guess not. Looking at the next article here, that would be weird if Remedy worked out a deal with Microsoft in the way I just laid out, considering that you have a link here that says Sony may buy Remedy, which totally shoots my off the dome.
They may be preparing a bid. What's the guy's name? Shuhei Yoshida?
Yeah.
CEO?
Shuhei Yoshida. Yeah.
Yeah, he stopped by the Remedy offices and was like checking it out.
That's cool. That's very interesting.
And right now, Remedy is saying that right now they're just doing Control, which is their new game coming up. They're not looking to like announce Alan Wake 2 or anything like that. But man, I hope.
Maybe.
My fingers are crossed.
I was hearing the Giant Bomb guys talk about with it being such a lighting intense mechanic, that the ray tracing stuff that'll be in the next generation of consoles and that's already in graphics cards will allow them to do some really cool stuff with the light mechanics.
Man.
Right? It'd be fun.
It's so good.
It'd be a good reason to... well, maybe not a good reason to upgrade your PC, because PC and game consoles, Dustin, look like they're going to start being very expensive with our great tariffs that everyone in America is so excited about.
Give us more.
God, I love taxes of all sorts. I love them. I just want to pay everything I make in taxes.
They're the best tariffs. Everyone says so. Believe me.
These are well played. But this is cool, I think, because Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo entered a joint letter addressing the concerns of the Chinese tariffs that our president has put on China for goods imported into the U.S. This is a speculation, but in the article they had said, what, like $800 it could cost the consoles to go up to that? Is that, am I remembering this right? Because we did prep for a show last week and then had to cancel at the last minute because his kids were sick, because he had a staycation. He was on vacation. But, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, being you're in like Gatlinburg or something, and all of a sudden he's like, so it would cost $480 million to gamers. So we're gonna have to split all that up. Where was that? Shoot, I'm gonna have to strike my $800 thing from the record because I cannot find the source. So I apologize that I was throwing numbers out there. Maybe it was something I saw on Twitter or whatnot. But it says a price increase of 25% would likely put new video game consoles out of the reach of many American families. So they are speculating a 25% increase. That's a lot, out of a game console. That's an extra $100 and some dollars So if
The
it's
PS3 was $600.
exactly, and so we have to remember these are launch prices that are going to be coming out, and these are,
Yeah.
by all accounts, going to be relatively powerful machines. So it's expected that there may be a premium. It could be on the high end of what game console releases normally are, and this is just an extra kick in the shorts that way. Building a PC right now is really, really expensive. Oh, hey, Zarek, good to see you, man. He ended live from Mario Maker.
Zarek.
It's good to see you, bud. Hey, I reviewed Cadence of Hyrule on Twitter to you. Oh, that's okay if people don't come over to Twitch from YouTube. I get it, man. There's a few more people here, so definitely thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is a bummer because this is going to mean all the PC parts that $1,200 gets you a really rocking PC is now going to be $1,800. That sucks. Having game consoles cost $700, that's going to suck. Stadia is going to start looking pretty enticing because it's like, oh,
pretty crappy. Yeah,
I already have it, but at least you already have everything. You already have a controller that hooks up to your computer that works now, and you have a browser. You're good. Or just play our old games, and we just have to skip a generation. I mean, that's what we do mostly.
Like 500 games that cracked open yet?
You say 500 haven't you cracked open? Is that what you said?
Physical games that I hold in my hand, yeah.
So, yeah, that's crazy that it would be that expensive, and it's really good to see industry guys come together. The console wars really, we just have a holdover from that. Like with social media, seeing Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft congratulate each other, and Sony and Microsoft being, or Nintendo and Microsoft being best friends now. I guess it's not that weird to see them all come together, but it's still good to see.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for people like HD Retrovision. All of a sudden, those cables that are at a premium, like to manufacture those, like those are the types of companies that get really screwed over. These major corporations are one thing, but the people that are able to do small manufacturing, like that sucks.
Yeah.
You have to look in, Indonesia and other places. I don't know. I don't like tariffs. I don't think very many people do.
Yeah, tariffs are stupid. Taxes suck. Taxation is theft. What else can I say?
Yeah, whether
Take empire.
Yeah, bust out your "Don't Tread on Me" tattoo. So yeah, I guess moving on to weird things in gaming. So we talked about Shenmue getting pushed over to the Epic Store last time, right?
I think so.
So what's the update here? This is kind of crazy.
So I think it turns out that Yu Suzuki went to Epic because he ran out of money, basically.
Okay.
So that's why Epic got the exclusivity. And now Epic is helping refund all the Shenmue 3 backers who are pissed because they don't want to get their game through Epic. They wanted Steam. So Epic is actually going to help refund now because I'm pretty sure they're the only ones that have money.
Yeah, I was going to say that's just straight fuck you money. Like, I do not care. This is peanuts to us. We will give 1,000 of you your refunds. No big deal.
Yeah.
Like, that's just carrying a big stick. That's how that came across to me. Like, good on them. Like, at least if someone's really pissed and they're the cause of it. Now, who is it? Deep Silver or whatever? Who's the publisher or whatnot?
I think they're the ones that have it now.
Whoever it is.
Yeah.
They're the ones that ultimately should be responsible. But Epic's not totally at fault here. You know, when you're kids and you dare your brother to do something, he gets in big trouble because of what he did. Like, you nudged him in that direction. You wouldn't have said anything. And that's kind of what Epic did with Shenmue 3. So I am glad that they're kind of fessing up a bit, but the thing to me is just that they're like, we don't even care. Here's your money. Go away. Like Fortnite. I was having a conversation with some friends. They don't play video games, but Fortnite was talked about because kids are so obsessed with Fortnite. Like kids that don't play do Fortnite dances. Like it is nuts. So I asked, like, if people that have no interest in playing the game are doing the dances all the time, is Fortnite going to hang around? Like, will it last for a long time? It's always had this bubble's gonna burst, and we've got to be on the verge of this bubble bursting for a good while now. At least a year, it's felt like. Felt like that, especially because Apex Legends came in and had a really strong start.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Fortnite. I think they've established the foothold.
I think so. I wouldn't have said that maybe even 6 months ago, but I'm starting to think that.
Yeah. I think they're the WoW of battle royale games.
That's probably a really good comparison, and there will be something they will continue to be able to build off that IP, the way that Blizzard has had Hearthstone and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that they actually are really getting a foothold, as you said. I never thought that would happen. It just every now and again, it's like a Justin Bieber, like a name like that. I'm like, oh, this kid's a gimmick. No one's even going to remember him in a year. Yeah. He's still around. So, yeah.
I mean, in your defense, in situations like this, there are precursors that fade away. Like, it used to be PUBG. You don't hear about PUBG anymore.
Yes.
It's all Fortnite.
Exactly. But Fortnite's everywhere. It's crazy. Like at weddings, if it's a kid's wedding, like if kids are allowed there. But if I ever got married, I don't think I'd let kids there. I've been a lot of adult only weddings. Way more fun. Plus, it also gives people that don't want to come a good excuse. Oh, I couldn't get a sitter.
Yeah.
It's like built in. But if you can bring kids and they're like, oh, what are we going to do? Tell them they're sick? How are we going to get out of this? Let's just send them a check.
Yeah. Done.
Extortion. I'm telling you, weddings are extortion. Marriage, fine. Weddings, dumb. We just are full of opinions tonight. So anyways, no, I don't even have any whiskey. This is water. So I guess the last thing in the news, let's talk about Evil Dead. There's an Evil Dead game in the works.
Yeah, there's another one coming out. It is not VR, and this was broken by Bruce Campbell himself, Ash Williams.
Cool.
So it doesn't look like it's coming. It's very far along, but it's in the works, and that's cool. I'll play an Evil Dead game. I'll play that Blair Witch game.
I'll be excited to hear you play the Blair Witch game. I should watch that movie again, though. I know we talked about it recently, but that really was something. That was a neat moment in time.
I watched Dr. Wolfula's review of that today, actually, and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, that was such like that'll never happen again.
No,
not like that happened.
No, it was really cool. As I said, when I was 16, like there was a general sense that they really did find this footage and someone edited it together.
Yeah,
like part of me really like bought it. That's what made it so fun.
Yeah, like man, I think those kids really
like
died.
did they really find it? I mean, you start to realize that it's absurd, but going into the movie and then watching the movie. And you're 16, like your brain's still mush. So, good luck.
Man, there's some movie with I think it has like Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jason Biggs in it.
I was about to just cut you off I was about to cut you off and say Apple or American Pie, and then you said Jason Biggs. I'm like, well, that's weird. Would I have been right?
I don't think so.
No. I know
American Pie.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would know him from. Right, he was the one that fucked the pie, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Confirmed.
It had Donahue in it, and
really?
when I saw her live, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Wait, who'd you?
Like it was so weird.
Donahue, like Phil Donahue?
The Heather.
The Heather.
No. Heather, the girl from Blair Witch.
Oh, why was the word Donahue brought up? Is that her name?
That's her name, Heather Donahue.
Oh, dude, I couldn't tell you a character's name. I have no idea.
It was the actor's name.
Oh, I didn't hear Heather. So I'm thinking that Phil Donahue made a weird cameo.
Complete tangent.
Total.
Phil Donahue in this Freddie Prinze Jr. rom-com from 2001.
But that would have been the right time for Phil Donahue because he wasn't off the air for very long.
Yeah.
I think he was still alive. Anyway, sorry. So Heather Donahue.
Is he dead now?
I only assumed. That's probably not fair. I just think if you had white hair in the 80s, you're dead by now.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is totally
Science.
Not reasonable because I graduated with kids that were graying and going white already from high school. So it's totally. I mean, it's probably. I don't know. Whatever. So okay. So Heather Donahue. Okay, now is that the actress or is that the character? I'm sorry that I'm so confused.
It is the actress. The character's name was taken from the actress.
Okay, great. Okay, so she's in a movie with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jason Biggs.
Yes. And
it's a rom-com.
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm so sorry to the audience. I know that was probably painful.
But when I saw her live, my jaw dropped because I was like, it wasn't real.
Oh, because she dies in that.
Yeah.
Right?
Supposedly.
Okay. All right.
Spoilers.
For a 20-year-old movie. 30-year-old? 20.
20.
Yes, 36 and 16. That works out. The math checks out. 20 years ago. So, all right, cool. Well, Dustin, it is time to either play a trivia game or talk about YouTube. You feeling lucky?
Let's do trivia. I feel good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I just saw the answer. There's no way you're not going to get it.
Okay.
Oh, this is even worse. What is the name of the fantasy world in which the Legend of Zelda series is primarily set?
Hyrule.
That's the first stinker. That's the Zelda question? Come on.
Thargoids was pretty bad.
Thargoids is... But that's obscure. My mom would have known Hyrule. No offense.
Yeah.
Gorons or we need a level like that.
Lost Woods.
Likes. Dark Nut. Those kinds of things. Oh well. That's the first question that I don't really that felt too easy. They've all been manageable, but that one was
I like it. It pads out my,
what color is Mario's hat?
Percentages.
What now? Oh yeah. Yeah, that is a good one for the batting average. You are getting 60% of these right now, so Dustin, you've got 6 out of 10. That's very good. Hyrule and correct. One more, and you've got a streak.
A couple more. I'll be above an F.
I do such a good job of not looking at those, even though I'm not participating. I like being surprised.
Yeah.
I also like making a prediction right before I read it. Oh, you're getting this, or I don't know. Cool. So, thanks. Shout out to my mom for getting me this British-made, American-printed video game retro quiz. It's been very fun. So, Dustin, it is time to talk about our YouTube channel of the week.
YouTube channel of the week. Week. Well, I'm going to go from our choice of one and do upper echelon games. I think it's games, not gamers.
I got some backups in there, man. You really got to check out that Game Champ 3000, man.
Yeah.
He does wild stuff. Beat Ratchet and Clank without getting a weapon, or can he beat Mario without jumping? Like, it's
Oh, dude.
amazing. I can't believe you haven't bumped it up. It's been sitting there for a year. Well, next time.
Next time, yeah.
He doesn't count, because right now we're going to talk about upper echelon gamers.
Yes, and it is gamers, not games. He is... He's like a sweet spot of modern, contemporary culture, not necessarily politics, and gaming.
Okay.
The video I have highlighted it's called Cyberpunk 2077 Conspiracy Theory.
Okay.
But it's a video about why there are so many hit pieces being written about this game before it's...
You almost fell into
launched.
the game theory joke. Did you notice that? It's just a theory, a game theory. That's where I thought you were going when you were like theory. And then you said game was your next word. I was like, is he doing it? Is he going to make fun of Matt Pat? Okay, sorry.
But,
so
I read it the way the video's titled.
Yes. But, okay, so sorry to get you off track. But he's wondering why so many hit pieces are being written about the game before it comes out. And this kind of goes back to what we talked about last week with Mike Pondsmith.
Yeah.
Or last episode.
Where all of the companies that are doing hit pieces are being paid by other companies that are owned by other companies. And then you start to see that maybe all these people who are so worried about equality aren't actually slinging that social justice sledgehammer for altruistic purposes.
No. Yeah, just yeah. Okay, but I'm not gonna get into the more political stuff, but yeah, color me shocked that there might be evidence that you could find that would support that. Whether it's true or not, we don't know because it's a conspiracy theory, right?
That's right. It's
not
a theory.
Not a shocker that you might be able to connect some dots, though. So. Zarek says, this one isn't too hard, but it would be a much better question. He says, finish the Moblin's comment. It's a blank to everybody. That's a good one. And the Legend of Zelda, the Moblin says it's a blank to everybody. That's a great question. It's secret. Most of us would get that, but Hyrule's way too damn easy. So he also says, first you have to remember that a Moblin is from Zelda, obviously, but then the real question is there. Yeah. That's a good question. I made it easy by adding. I added Legend of Zelda to his question. I apologize, Eric. So, but Echelon Gaming. So, are there any like nuggets that? I know that you gave like the broad view of there's like I'm picturing like Charlie Day and Always Sunny in Philadelphia in the mailroom with his cigarettes and. Stuff all over connecting dots, but can you give like a little nugget or a teaser of some connected dots or maybe a little thing that stood out to you?
He puts up like a full-on flow chart of like who owns who,
okay,
and who's writing what.
It's okay if you don't remember. Was there anybody that you looked at where you were surprised, like, oh shit, they're owned by them? Like some people might not know that Disney owns ESPN or whatever, or like
Yeah. Like there was a lot where I was like, I did not know that was a subsidiary of X company. That was a subsidiary of X company. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
I find that stuff fascinating. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Upper Echelon Gamers. It's one person and he says Upper Echelon Gamers.
Yeah, I guess if you're watching his video, then you are an upper echelon gamer.
Okay, all right,
maybe. But he has a
hey, I'm not talking about. I'm not disparaging his name. We have our name, so
yes, right. He has a lot of really good merch. Like he has a shirt where it's a big herd of people that are red and one person standing off, flipping them off, and it says politically incorrect.
That seems fun. I think my favorite YouTube shirt that I've seen is Kyle from Bitwit had a shirt where it was God, exactly how was it? There was like a a CPU cooler that was coming like careening at a CPU, and like there was like a trench coat where there was like some flashing going on. That was a really funny joke that I don't know. Go to Bitwit's channel. I can't remember it at the moment. I'm off my game today, man. I don't know what my deal is.
It's Wednesday, and we think it's Friday.
That really is
But
messing
Friday
me up.
is going to be Friday.
Yeah,
And then Saturday is going to feel weird.
got a dumb brain today, but
It's all good.
that's okay because we are to the point where we get to talk about video games. So
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up for a bit and hear you talk about some Castlevania and some other stuff.
Yeah. So, Bloodstained finally came out. Everybody's talking about it. It's all patched up. Should be good to go.
Did you happen to see?
I've
Sorry
been playing
to
Castlevania
jump.
recently.
I'm sorry. Did you happen to see Game Sack's? See, now I'm all. Did you see Game Sack's video? His review of Bloodstained?
No.
Did you hear about the glitch where there was an item that wasn't in a box, and you'd have to just start? Okay, I'm assuming you didn't run into that.
I played an hour of it and I heard about that glitch and I stopped playing because then I was waiting for the updates.
Okay. So what he did was he wasn't willing to start over again. He uninstalled the game and then took his PS4 offline and then put the game disc back in from the Kickstarter and installed it and then played through that because then somehow he got his save down too. Maybe he disconnected after the fact or prevented it from updating somehow. And then after he got through that part where the box didn't have the item or whatever, and he got the item, he then saved, put himself back online, updated the game, and it worked. Because he got past the point where it was busted. I was like, oh, that's clever.
That's awesome.
That was a really clever idea. It's too bad that if somebody at the publisher would have thought of that, you can't exactly go out and say, like, that's a really bad look from a PR perspective. If you're like, you're going to sound like Steve Jobs telling people that they're holding their phone wrong. Oh, well, just uninstall the game, reinstall it. Put it in offline mode. I'm sure Sony would be real happy to hear, like, oh, so you're getting around patches now? Okay, great. Yes, that's what we want. So they're kind of in a rock and a hard place there. But I thought that was really cool and clever. So, okay. Sorry to derail. I really will shut up now and let you talk about Castlevania.
All right. Well, for that, we're gonna talk about Sonic Forces.
Cool.
That game, I still think it's great, and Solly beat it.
Nice. The final boss too, or did you have to help?
The whole thing.
Hell yeah.
He did get to a point where you have to hit the Y button super fast.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do that for him. Like he couldn't hit it fast enough.
That's tough. He's 6.
Yeah.
But by the time he's 7 or 8,
he did the whole in boss. He basically beat that entire game by himself.
That's awesome. I know we started with this last time. I'm trying to think. I definitely wasn't 6 years old when I beat my first game. I was probably somewhere in 1st or 2nd grade. Whenever Mario 3 came out, by then I had beaten games. I think that was that 89 in the States? No, that wouldn't make sense. I was in kindergarten, in 1st grade. I don't know. Maybe I was like 7. Maybe I was around his age. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's still super cool. Do you have another? Do you think he's going to want to move on to another Sonic game?
Not right now. He still loves playing that game.
Oh, okay, cool. So he didn't see the credits and go, boy, he is your son.
Right.
He can go back and click. He's like, no, I know I saw the credits, but I didn't get it all.
Yeah, he played it under somebody's profile. He's made like 8 profiles for like every person he knows on the Switch.
Okay.
And he beat it under, it may have been my profile actually. And then later he went back through and played it on his profile.
Very cool.
And beat it again.
That's fun. That's really fun. None of my friends' kids are real into gaming. They have a console and they'll play a little bit, but no one's anywhere close to being able to finish a game. So I'm
I
impressed.
remember talking about. It's probably a couple of years ago. He was 3 or 4. We were playing Super Mario 3D World, and like he could barely control something in 3D. Like he could barely use an analog stick.
Yeah, now he's beating a Sonic game that's fast as hell.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good deal. So yeah, Sonic Forces, it's probably cheap. As I learned last episode, it's been out for a while, so very cool.
Yeah, get on it, guys. It's a good game. It's one of the reasons that I'm starting to get frustrated with people always bagging on Sonic games.
I've liked some. It really felt like they still haven't recovered from Sonic 4. The episodic thing.
You know
they
what?
canceled the last 3 episodes. I hated those.
Sonic is the Keanu Reeves of the video game world.
So he will come back again?
Yeah, his renaissance is coming up.
Okay, we'll see. I'm not optimistic about the movie. With Cyclops out there.
July 3rd, 2019. That's my...
Mark it.
Yeah.
Sonic is Keanu.
Prediction.
Okay. I'm very skeptical of that. But I hope you're right. I'll say that. Did you see that Green Hill was trending on Twitter today? And I couldn't figure out why. It was all people just saying, why is this trending on Twitter?
So you're just saying hashtag Green Hill, why is this?
No, it just was like, yeah, it was just Green Hill was, yeah. And then you would look on, like if you clicked on, like it wasn't even a hashtag. You know, now Twitter, it's not always a hashtag that's trending. It'll be like a word or two or whatever. Yeah. Like Ariel was trending because they announced the new actress for Ariel, but it wasn't hashtag Ariel. It was just Ariel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was.
So this was just Green Hill. I thought it was Halle Berry. I'm like, what?
I did the exact same thing. Yeah.
She's like, I know she looks amazing, but she's 50. And they said it was a reboot. Yeah. Get out of here. And then I saw who it was, and it's like Haley Bailey.
Bailey. Yeah.
Bailey, I think, not Barry. And I was like, oh, yes, okay. That totally looks like an appropriate aged mermaid. And I guess she's I've never heard of her. But I guess she's a really good singer. So it's like, okay, she's young, attractive, and a good singer. Okay, sounds like she's got the foundation to be Ariel, right? Mm-hmm. But when I thought it was Halle Berry, because I didn't see a picture, it was just, I was like, oh my god, what in the world are they doing? If she brings the John Wick dogs with her, I would have gotten on board though.
Oh yeah,
right. Like if those are like somehow pulling her with like mermaid magic over the water. Like a
yes,
a snow sled or whatever. Okay, then I'm on board. But
yeah.
Oh, I got a notification on Amazon that the pre-orders are up for the John Wick 3 Blu-ray, and I'm like, oh, awesome! It's not coming out till September. Why in the world are they accepting pre-orders? Get my hopes up like that, jerks. Yeah, but I thought that was like, ooh, it's gonna be here in a month. I guess it's only 2 months, but whatever. I'm so pissed. I was excited and disappointed. Yeah, it is July. But anyways, yeah, so Green Hill Zone was trending on Twitter. And it was just people asking, why is it trending? Like, I don't care. This is cool. I love that. That is one of my favorite video game levels.
Yeah.
So I still can taste a Jolly Rancher when when I fire up the very first one. So, yeah, okay. Zarek says, if you want a hard one, here you go. Who directed Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on After Hours at a Nintendo for bonus points? Name game's most prominent game testers. I don't know. I'll go with Iwata on all of that. I have no idea. Do you know who that would be? Some people may know this one, especially because Link's Awakening is more relevant. Could it be Gunpei Yokoi?
Koji Igarashi.
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay. I don't know. Gunpei Yokoi did the first Mario Land. He was on that team. He designed the Game Boy. He did the Game & Watch. He did the Wonder Swan. Or Iwata did a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Those would be my guesses, but those are from way out of left field. So, all right, man. I got to watch you play some Castlevania too. So, yeah, let's Let's talk about Castlevania.
Let's see. I played a crap ton of Castlevania. Let's start with the adventure. So all of this was through the Anniversary Collection.
Yep.
And Castlevania the Adventure is the one that I really abused the save functionality. Like I would literally get through one of those lizard pillar things. I would kill one of those things and I would save.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because if you get hit by anything, your whip is downgraded.
That sucks. Yeah, 2. I still had to save scum too, but yeah. I haven't even really tried the adventure. I don't know if I will. I know you said, excuse me. I know you said it's better, like it's faster or something, but I don't know. Yeah. Should I try it? I mean, I really liked 2. You've converted me to a Castlevania fan. Should I try adventure?
Yeah, just to say you did it.
Okay. Should I finish it? Is a better question.
I wouldn't put enough time in it to finish it. If you run into a brick wall, I would just be like, nah, I tried it.
Okay.
Moving on.
Takashi Tezuka actually made most of them without Shigeru Miyamoto's knowledge. Okay.
Oh, so I was going to say.
Was it really?
No.
I
never heard of that guy before.
Okay, me either. But you have some very obscure video game knowledge, so it's not without...
I do.
You know, there's a chance you would know that, so... Yeah, okay. Well, I will try Adventure. I will almost assuredly not finish it. I wish more games had the fireball whip from 2.
Yeah.
I really like that mechanic.
It does. The Adventure does have that.
Oh, it does? Okay.
But if you get hit a single time, you lose it, yeah.
Yep. Save scum.
I played some Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. This was on the Switch.
Yeah, how did you play
just
it?
Playing through it because I haven't...
Did you buy the collection twice?
I did. Yeah, I bought a PS4
okay.
Switch.
I thought maybe it was available somewhere else. Like, okay. So?
But that was just to play it. I've just been enjoying it. That game is awesome.
I think it might have been Kotaku, so I'm sorry, but someone just put out an article that was like, here's why Simon's Quest is actually awesome.
Yeah, it was in the show notes before.
Okay.
And I deleted it. Yep.
Boy, if not even a Castlevania, it really pissed Dustin off. If you're gonna write a glowing article about Castlevania 2, and you're one of the only people I know that's like, no, that game's awesome. Not just you liked it, but you're like, no, it's awesome. Boy, you must be really pissed because. Fair enough, though.
I just don't like stupid people.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing my best to try to stay away from that kind of news and stuff. But that was all over the place. Cause I am the same way, man. I get frustrated. I'm like, oh my god. Don't you realize you're being exactly what you're accusing others of? I really hate that. So, all right, but Simon's Quest is not a game you should hate. It does have some of the most amazing music.
Jeez, my email alert is so loud.
Yeah, Jesus. Are you like on call through email?
I am throughout the day, but not now.
Okay. But yeah, so Simon's Quest, you know this game forwards and backwards, though, don't you? You don't need reminders or anything.
Actually, I'm having trouble remembering where one of the mansions is.
Oh, really? Okay. So how?
But I have my Nintendo Power, my OG Nintendo Power from '89 that has the walkthrough in it.
When you that's still your Google icon or whatever, or it's in my phone. When you like text me, it's that photo of you reading Castlevania 2 Nintendo Power. That's got to be a decade old. That photo.
Yeah, it's goodness, it's getting up there.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot I had that. That was like 3 houses ago.
I think that was North Carolina for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was pre or post robbery though. I don't remember. Probably post if you still have that, or they just were nice enough to leave the magazines.
Yeah, I don't think that was a hot commodity. Huh?
No one's gonna. They still really aren't. I tried to order the final one, and they canceled my order. They got flooded.
Oh,
What are you gonna do?
eBay.
Oh, it's not that important. It was like $7. It was just the FOMO at the time. I'm totally over missing out on that. But yeah, Castlevania 2, you like it? So what else you been up to?
Castlevania 3. I beat it I did a Trevor only run and got the trophy for that.
Very
and
cool.
then I did the Grant run. And that one took, I did the Trevor run and I got into a pretty good rhythm. Like, I'm actually getting pretty good at Castlevania 3. I'm not no death yet, but I'm disappointed in myself when I get hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that game, but it hits a point where it gets pretty brutal. But when you're on the gears in the clock tower and you get the big angels, like those guys mess me up, man.
Yeah, those guys, the wing guards are a pain.
They suck. So are you playing the Japanese or the US one?
I thought I'd beat the US one first and get the trophies, and then switch over to the Japanese because the US one is more difficult.
Okay. There's no trophies if you would finish the third one. I guess that would make sense because they were patched in. And usually that wouldn't include trophies or anything. I
don't know if there would be trophies for the Japanese versions.
Probably, I'm guessing not. I'm guessing that there's not. I'm guessing that if you played the Japanese version travel only, you wouldn't get a trophy.
Yeah, I guess I could go through with a la carte and see what happens.
Yeah,
but I went through with Grant and I got kind of tired of it. I thought I was going to go immediately into Sypha. But then I switched over to Castlevania 4.
That's what I saw you play.
Yeah, I ended up streaming that a couple of days in a row, actually. And I ended up finishing that. I didn't realize how little I knew of that game.
It's interesting. It's always one
stuff that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's definitely the game. It's out of the Castlevanias that I know that you like. It's the one that you talk about the least.
Yeah,
to the point where I thought you didn't like it that much. No, I really like it. Really?
Huh.
But think about it. You never talk about Castlevania 4.
Yeah.
You talk about Simon's Quest more than it. You talk about Rondo. Symphony of the Night is, depending on the day, your favorite. And you do there's a lot of fun trivia with the US and Japanese versions. And there's also fun trivia and little nuggets between the different versions of the US and Japanese and the third one as well. So if you would have kept with Japanese, you would have been able to get 2 all the way.
Yeah.
Those apparently those make more sense. Right? Isn't that true? That the translations... Yeah. Oh, we got some stuff from Zarek. He says, if you ever want to epically hard Zelda, or want an epically hard Zelda question in the game, this would be a good one. See if you can get this. The trick is that the car wouldn't say it's a Zelda game. Okay. You're in the Lost Woods that seem to go on forever. How do you get out? Oh, you go up 5 times, right?
Northwest, southwest, right?
Oh, that's northwest, southwest. I'm thinking of the level 5 entrance next to the waterfall. Yeah, that's not woods. So what the fuck? Google is letting me play a baseball game. Yeah, I heard that the Google Doodle is awesome today. I haven't clicked on it yet though, but there's a baseball game that you can play.
Stadia. That's the launch.
Fair enough. Well, I'll hook up my controller. I'll let you know. I'll have a Stadia tattoo next week. I'll be so excited about it. I'm all in.
Actually, it's not on here, but I also played some Symphony of the Night.
Damn, you've been.
Yeah.
Well, it's It's the summertime. You're starting to itch for Halloween. Halloween's far enough behind you that you're starting to. I didn't save it. I forget where I saw it. It was either on like Instagram or Twitter. But there was a girl that was dressed up as a watermelon, and she had a Halloween candy bucket jack-o'-lantern that she painted like a watermelon. And she said, like, when it's July, but Halloween is Bay. Like, she's still, like, trying to celebrate Halloween, like, in a summery way. So she disguised her trick-or-treat, or jack-o'-lantern or whatever. I thought it was pretty funny.
I love it. I love it.
So, yeah. Okay, well, let's throw Symphony of the Night in there. Which of these, in this last 2-week period, did you have the most fun playing? Not which one you like more or whatever, but during that time, which were you like, I had a pretty damn good time with this?
During my Trevor only run, I was having a blast. But honestly, I think it was Symphony of the Night.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm trying to get all the trophies in it.
Okay.
So I was being super, super thorough and doing all kinds of different things, even crazy stuff.
Okay.
Like remembering all the spells and trying to cast those. And I got like all the way through the second castle, but I missed 2 rooms. So I had my map pulled up on my screen up here and a map on my computer. And I was like comparing the 2 maps, like trying to figure out where these 2 rooms were. And that game is just so good. It's so good.
So are you already cooled on Bloodstained, or because you haven't beaten that yet, right?
Correct. I just haven't gone back to it.
Okay. I've been hearing people talk.
Like. Good.
I was just gonna say, I hear it's a really deep game, so it's worth like digging into.
Yeah. I don't know. I wanted to stream, and I didn't want to do something that everybody else was doing, and I wanted to.
The gaming hipster.
Too.
Get your thick glasses out. You're gonna have to do funkier stuff with your facial hair, man.
I don't know. I don't grow facial hair consistently enough to actually do anything with it.
Diet.
It's all patchy and weird. Diet. Yeah, okay.
I've got a. I think I've told you this joke. Maybe not. I have the same type of facial hair as you do. Like, it's patchy. Mm-hmm. My college roommate, my freshman year college roommate, is a random guy. Awesome. Like, super cool guy. I got really, really lucky. We just hit it off. But he's like, Scott, man, you have an Indian beard. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, you got a patchy here and a patchy there. Like, sick.
That's good.
Goofball. Let's see here. Google banner. It's you got 19 runs. Nice. Very cool. Oh, Zarek's got 71 hours in Bloodstain.
Man.
So you got.
I think that's part of it. I think it's just a time sink.
I've heard it's roughly like 20 or so. Don't like Zarek. Zarek takes way too long to play some video games. I'm like, just play the game. I'm just kidding, Zarek. You've been playing anything else?
That's pretty much it.
Cool. So I
don't think there are any more Castlevania games.
Oh, there are. It's just you haven't played them.
It's pretty much all of them.
You're gonna piss people off. Circle of the Moon, come on. Castlevania 64.
That's a great game.
I remember.
I still haven't played it, but I play it.
What, Castlevania 64? I
Mm-hmm.
remember my brother not really liking it. But he had it.
I own it, but I haven't really dove into it.
Seems weird. It's very early. I got unstuck in Nier. Remember I told you I was stuck in Nier? You
were near quitting.
It was near. Oh, didn't. I totally did what I was supposed to do. I went to YouTube. I saw there's like this roller coaster that comes by because you're in an amusement park. And you need to jump on the roller coaster. Dude, I don't know how long I spent trying to jump onto this damn roller coaster, and I just could not do it. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just background stuff. I go to a guy on YouTube, and he jumps right on that damn roller coaster, and it takes him to the next screen that I couldn't get to. That I spent an hour trying to find other ways around, and sure enough, it took me to every single spot that I needed to, and it was just like some jank that got me.
Man.
So, man, that game's sweet. Nier's living up to the hype. I will
Sweet.
like it's holy crap. It's really cool. It's been a slow burn for me because I bought 2 Switch games that are unbelievable as well. I'm really in a sweet spot right now with games. I guess I'll talk about Mario Maker 2. So Mario Maker 2 came out. Very exciting. I have not tried to build any levels yet. I'm going to. If I'm happy with it, I'll send it over to Zarek. Maybe he'll play it on his stream because he's been playing a lot of Mario Maker 2. I will say that I finished the story mode, and it's long, but it's fun. It's good. I think it's like 60 or so levels. It's kind of a dumb mechanic. There were a couple levels there were 2 that I just said, screw this. You can skip the level. Mm-hmm. And what you need to do is the castle's blown up. So you have to play Mario levels to earn coins because the Toads won't rebuild it for free. So,
okay.
There are times where there were 2 times that I just was frustrated with the level. And even if I clicked on the, hey, Luigi, finish this for me option, it still gave me the reward as though I completed it. But if you play the level, you'll be able to collect coins as you're playing. So if you don't cheat, you can make that much more progress.
Yeah.
But it was nice so that I wasn't stuck and I could just keep progressing on. I did not complete all of the levels so far. There's still some others that I can do. And I do get a little flag of shame, a little green flag next to that level that lets me know that I use Luigi, not Mario. He says, that Luigi Mario. Zarek said that the Luigi Mario made him hate Luigi. I ended up turning off the comments, if that's what he's referring to. Otherwise, maybe I just haven't played enough that I haven't seen other Luigi pop-ups. But, I mean, it's just really good Mario play. I don't like the 3D world ones as much. I don't like the cat suit mechanic. I'm just not used to it. It's okay, but I like the older stuff better. What's also really dumb, though, is I have that 8-bit Do Pro controller or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't turn the Switch on for me. So I use the real Pro controller to turn my Switch on to play with the 8-bit Do controller. Did I say do? I know that's wrong. Sorry. It's just how it looks to me. But man, that's the way to play the game. If you have one of those 8-bit Do Pro controllers, the 30 NES or whatever they call it, or 30 SNES, I don't know, SN30. It's man, that feels amazing. Playing the Mario World levels with that is just perfect. So I'd highly recommend that. And I also feel like I got some Celeste. Remember how I loved that game, Celeste, that platformer? Mm-hmm. The creator of that game, Matt, I'm gonna have to look his name up. He made some Mario Maker levels, and they're freaking awesome. They're brutally hard. Matt Thorson is his name. He's Matty on. I would highly recommend, if you got Mario Maker 2, to follow this guy Matt Thorson on Mario Maker 2, because the levels he's made so far, again, they're brutal. They really feel like Celeste. It's pretty amazing. Like, you can totally tell that he made Celeste. But he also has been playing a lot and liking a lot of different courses. So I've really enjoyed going through his likes and just playing through those. And another thing that's really nice is they'll be identified on whether or not it's a short level or it's a puzzle level or standard. So if I'm not in the mood to figure something out, I can look for a standard and a short and sweet level, which is really cool. So there's ways to filter based on the mood or the type of level that you want to play. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend following Matt Thorson if you have Mario Maker 2. And so far, it's been great. I really, really like it. It seems like creating the courses is not as good as the Wii U, just because of the inherent nature of the way it controls and all of that. But I don't have any critiques yet because I haven't really tried it. But what's nice is a lot of different capacitive styluses work. And I took the ink out of a point of sale stylus that I got from like a drug rep that you would click through, and there's got like a little soft end on it, and the ink would come out, or the little ink pen would come out. But if you had the ink retracted, then it would work like a stylus for your tablet. So I just took the ink out entirely and left it as this little capacitive thing. It's worked out good. And then my favorite thing that I've done over the last week with games is I played and beat Cadence of Hyrule. Holy shit, what a game. It's one of my favorite games I've ever played. It definitely is. Just what an experience. Wow. It handles the roguelike elements really, really good. It straight up felt like a Zelda game the whole way through. It felt like I was playing A Link to the Past in a way. I would play with headphones to really try to get the music is just jaw dropping the whole way through. Like, especially the Gerudo Valley, which I'm not the biggest Gerudo Valley fan as far as just the normal song, but you hear it all the time. I'm a little burnt out on it, but oh my God, like the Gerudo Valley remix in this game is just unbelievable. And, I don't know. I will say this. I think some people will complain that the bosses are too easy. I love that they were easy. It's hard enough to get to them. So if you have a big giant sprite that you can just kind of take down, that's great. And since it's random, every playthrough for everybody is different. So there are items that are in the game. Like I was watching Zarek. I watched, like, it was like a 4-hour stream he had that I watched of him play it. And I watched almost all of it. And one of the things that he had was like snorkels, like a snorkel. And I don't think that I had the Lake Hylia opened up enough. Like, I don't think I got enough of those tiles for the snorkel to work. So there are items in the game that you will just totally miss in a playthrough. Or theoretically, you could get them all. And the overworld is different every time. The warping system to get around is super easy. It's really slick. You can do it at any time. You don't need to, like, be really cumbersome with waypoints. After you clear the screen of enemies, you no longer have to follow the rhythm. So you can, like, move around as fast as you want. It's adorable. Like, if you walk into the screen and you don't do anything, like, all the enemies just sit there and rock out. When you go to a pause screen and you're looking at the overworld, the indicator that shows where Link is just this, like, really adorable face of him, like, going and just, like, totally, like, grooving out. It's just the best. Like,
that's awesome.
It's just so fun. I don't know. There was such a great attention to detail. Like, I adore Super Meat Boy and Crypt of the Necrodancer. Oh my gosh. And the way they weave in the Crypt of the Necrodancer music at times is so well done. It's a lot like how we talked about the Spec Ops The Line, where different cuts would indicate whether it was reality or not. Like the way that it would fade in and out or whatever. So as you were getting to something that would have an element of Cadence of Hyrule, or Cadence of Crypt of the Necrodancer, you would hear that theme woven into the Zelda theme. So
that's awesome.
I mean, it just is so well done. I adore this game. It's really good. I'm mad that I didn't buy it day one. I thought, I'm going to wait for it to go on sale. Then Zarek tweeted at us and said, I have to get this game. I went dark. I wouldn't watch any reviews or quick looks or any of that kind of stuff. I wouldn't watch Derek's video, and I just couldn't stop playing. It absolutely got me hooked on something. I really, really, really loved Cadence of Hyrule. Maybe it won't be for everybody, but once you break through, I'm going to sound like you, Dustin. The first hour was really difficult, to the point where it was like too hard in some parts.
Yeah.
And on Zarek's stream, he was saying that he had heard that you can get unlucky and be spawned next to enemies that are like way too powerful for you because you don't have enough hearts or whatnot. There's also great granularity with the difficulty settings. It's excellent from that perspective. But after I started figuring out that, okay, here's how I get some hearts, or I've finally acquired some hearts. I've found a weapon. Also, I got better with just the rhythm of the game and noticing the enemy patterns. But it did take about an hour or so, and then it really felt like it clicked. It's not like it opened up. It finally worked for me the way that I was hoping. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I am nervous. I don't think I'll be able to go back to Crypto the Necrodancer, though, because like this is so polished. And see, the big difference is when you die in this game, your world's still locked, but there's some elements that you lose as far as currency and things like that, like your rupees. Mm-hmm. But there's a little diamond system, and those you don't lose run to run. But when you die, when you go back into the dungeon, it's randomized, so it's a whole new dungeon. It's not like you can go back through the way that you just went through because it's totally random. So I really, really liked how that worked. There was only one, and it was right before you get to the end boss section, but there was only one like dungeon that I really, really struggled with. That it was a weird difficulty spike. There were way more enemies on screen, which accounted for a lot of different like patterns. It was hard to isolate enemies. Like normally you could easily isolate an enemy and focus on one at a time, but because there were so many, you'd be focusing on one and a pattern from another one would get you. I really struggled with it, but I did get through it, and that was really satisfying. Cadence of Hyrule, it's excellent. I would highly recommend it. So, all right. I think that's going to be it for what we've been playing. Dustin, we do have some feedback from our last couple of episodes. So, do you want to start this time and I'll finish it off?
Sure. Let's see. So we all love Double Jump, right?
Yes. And we have 2 episodes worth of comments to read. So, buckle up, Buttercup.
So we all love Double Jump, right? And Ori and the Blind Forest has Triple Jump, right? Well, this new Switch game I like a lot has 5 jumps. Lapis X Labyrinth. Check it.
Now that sounds familiar. I thought we talked about Lapis. Because I think I said Lapis. I don't know. Who cares? Moving on. We did read Cuphead. Did we read this?
What's up?
Did I read this or did we actually read it out? No, we couldn't have read this last episode, right? Did we? Why is it sounding so familiar?
Maybe we did read this one.
I thought we did.
Zarek, did we read your comment already? Why is that open? Close that. Let's see.
We'll read it anyways. Better than Dead Air.
Yeah, okay. Is YouTube hiding someone from me? Says there's a comment, but I see nothing. Cyberpunk. Cuphead and Tesla. I knew there was a reason I've been holding off on playing the game. I have to get on the best console of all time, the Tesla car. That Shenmue betrayal. Wow. I'm so glad Good Guy Iga didn't sell out. He's totally pro-consumer. He loves us because we helped him give him his dream. He said in the description of one of his videos that he's trying to emulate a certain... Oh, yeah, we did, because we were talking about companies with bird logos.
Yeah, okay. But I don't think that... Oh, we got Party On Dudes. I understand the Twitch thing. We didn't read this one. Right? Okay. Or did we?
I understand the Twitch thing.
Hey, Legged Freaks, no. Fifth Element, Ruby Road. We talked about that. Yep. We did that one too.
Okay. All right.
Go with what, Scott? That doesn't look familiar.
When you hook when you hook up your Wii to Wi-Fi, it will ask you if you want to update. Say no, then you're good. Or instead, you can just download emulator updates on the PC and copy them to the SD card manually. Anyway, another way
totally read that
is you
too.
can run the.
We read.
Alrighty.
We read Kid Chameleon.
All right, alto sax.
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
I did alto sax for 7 years. It's now a classic Yamaha all brass one. Like they don't make anymore. It's for sale if you want to buy it.
Nope.
Peanut butter gamer looks like he stands with an industrial strength fan blowing on his back before he films every episode.
That's worth reading again.
Yeah. All right, up to 293.
Okay, you're at 293. Okay. All right. So Zarek says I'm about 60 hours into Bloodstain now, so he's put in 11 since then. He said, "Oh, this is my review. He wasn't yelling at the game. He said I can't help it. I'm the real life AVGN. I'm not sure how James Rolfe got a hold of all my story rights." He says, "You were struggling to explain Cadence of Hyrule feels kind of like a Zelda game." He said, "Try this. Just like its music, Cadence of Hyrule is a remix of Zelda gameplay. A remix that pushes your nostalgia button and at the same time innovates on the classic Zelda formula in a way that makes you squirm and delight as you play it. P.S. I'm still rocking out to Gerudo Valley. Seriously, put that on and play Contra or something. It doesn't matter if the other game has amazing music. It's not Gerudo Valley. It really is. Go to YouTube and at least spoil that for yourselves, everybody. It's really something else." He says, "You guys do you know about the company Limited Run Games, right? They make a lot of digital only games physical." Yes. Yeah, we know very well. But not all. They don't make all games available. I think that's kind of our point. But yeah, they seem to have cool stuff. I've never tried to buy one. You've gotten some of their games, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a few of them.
Cool.
Like I got Curse of the Moon.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I went to Bloodstained, right? I'm like, no, that was Kickstarter. What are you talking about? But that's right. They did do. Boy, Curse of the Moon is excellent. I loved that game.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh my God, I screamed out with laughter. I wish you could see Scott's reaction to this movie." He says, "Don't look at anything up, Scott. Watch The Fifth Element now. Come back and comment afterwards by clicking on this timestamp. By the way, if you can imagine it, do Dustin a solid and give him a phone call around 1 hour and 10 minutes into the film, so he has to listen to your reaction. Don't click until you watch the movie, Scott." Okay, I won't. Cyberpunk. Great outro. Dumbass also says, "Screw them wedding showers. He now has locked in regular sex with a great lady. Isn't that enough of a reward?" I don't know. A lot of my friends don't say it's automatic after marriage. He says he should be buying his single friend stuff, actually. Yeah, that's what I say. He also says Twilight Princess Wii version does not work with the GameCube controller. Remember, we weren't sure if there was, or which games were out there or whatever, that didn't work from that handheld. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He goes, only Wii remote garbage controls work. You don't need the GameCube to use... you needed the GameCube game to use the GameCube controller. So you guys were right. The fake outrage over the animals comment is just for clicks. And SJW rage to click on ad revenue. Never mind guns. I'm afraid of chainsaws. If you ever worked a chainsaw, you're more man than me. Dumbass is out here. He's disagreeing with me. Earlier this episode, I said I hated Sonic 4. He says Sonic 4 Episode 2 is amazing. 2D awesomeness. Check it out. Also, Sonic Lost World is very good. PC or Wii U. So, okay, I'll read another one of these or two, and then you can take the rest. This is the very first stage of Gradius 3 is where the big snake comes out. It has massive slowdown. I'm sure you can get there. It goes like 10 FPS or less. I did get that far, and the ROM that he gave me did not slow down at the big snake. So, yes, sweet. On my phone and the Wii emulator, the patched Gradius 2 SA1 chip ROM or whatever works. So, fun. Okay. You want to take the rest? These are short.
Scott, your TV is still natively 1080p, so setting the 720 output with scan lines might still not work. based on what your TV scaler does, for sure it's worth a shot. See what happens.
Yeah. I'll just play it in handheld mode.
Switch game.
I was playing it in handheld because it looked good there.
I just got a new Switch game that has 7 jumps. Nice. Yeah, baby.
Eventually, he's just going to get to it. He's going to find one of those endless clickers where it's just a jump. Yeah. Don't let him fall down. Okay.
Dumbass, have you ever played Jumping Flash? That had a bunch of jumps in it. Comment. Let's see. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter get gay married. Keanu becomes president. Alex Winter becomes first lady man.
I'd be on board with that. I'd vote for them.
Scott, if you buy the SSD S3 for TG16, it still plays all CD games and HuCard games. You can buy a cheap PC Engine for $100 or so, and $229, I think it was, for the SSD S3 from Stone Age Gamer. Then you can play everything and no need to burn CDs or have expensive Duo die twice on you like mine did. Or if you want HuCard games, you could buy my TG16 EverDrive for a nice bro discount.
I appreciate that. No, that's... I do appreciate that, but we're looking at $350 right now. If I had $350 to blow on video games, I'd blow it somewhere else right now. I just need a little taste of the TurboGrafx 16. I don't need to revisit the whole thing.
No, you need Turbo Duo.
No. Nope. Not going to happen. I haven't bought an old video game in a while. Probably because we don't have a store in my area that sells them. I can't even be tempted to wander in there and see what they've got.
Yeah.
Bummer. So anyways, yeah, thanks guys for writing in. Zarek and Dumbass, always appreciate it. I think that's going to be it for the week. Oh, and Zarek has one more thing. He says, a lot of people think I need to play a game faster. Have you heard of the 5 S's of wine? See, swirl, sniff, sip, and savor. Well, a game is more important than a fine wine, so I made 10 R's of gaming. Okay. He does, though, man. Like, I'm such a, like, carrot on the stick. I miss so many cool details that someone clearly put a lot of effort into.
Mm-hmm.
Even Cadence of Hyrule, I definitely played that game wrong. There were power-ups I never even used once that I thought were, like, stacking abilities, but there were consumables. I didn't take advantage of the bees in the bottles. I don't know what they do, but I never did those. I screwed up a lot. I totally, watching other people play it, because I loved it so much. When I got done, I just went to YouTube and was like, I'm going to consume everybody playing this game and what their thoughts and opinions are. So then I started realizing, like, oh my god, I made the game tougher on myself than I needed to as well. So man, what a game. So, all right, well, that's going to be it for the show, everybody, this week. Want to thank all of you for listening and hanging out. I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. It's off the album Adventures in Pixels. Cubby's song is our outro music. It's called Tidal Force. Sleet is the album there as well. Our RSS feed is available at our website, classicleet.com. That's classic L337. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all that fun stuff. If you'd like to email the show, you can get a hold of us at classicleet@gmail.com. Again, that's the word classic and then L337. On social media, our handle's the same everywhere. It's at classicleet. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. Also, if you were subscribed to our old Twitch channel, we now have twitch.tv/classicleet. There's no more underscore, so please go do us a solid and subscribe to or follow us on the new Twitch URL.
Please.
Also, yeah, please, like for real. We also have Amazon affiliate links. Most people understand how those work. If you do click on them and buy something when you're there, then, and that's anything. If you go to Amazon through our link and then go buy something, we'll get a small commission, which helps pay for our hosting fees and all that stuff. So we really appreciate it. Dustin, I did notice real quick, Hereditary, I think, is on Amazon Prime or Netflix. It was somewhere available for free. So, I got to get on the horse and watch The Thing so we can get to Hereditary. Now that it's free. I really want to watch The Thing. I just haven't. That's crazy. That's what I hear. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it for the show this week. I'd like to thank everybody very much for listening to episode 294, and we will see you next week for episode 295.
Boosh.